Demolition of two major hotels, Mount View and Malari Inn in Joshimath, was hampered by protesting locals. The residents have been demanding an adequate compensation of Rs 5 lakh. However, the administration has agreed to give Rs 1.5 lakh interim compensation with immediate effect. Padma Bhushan environmentalist Dr. Anil Prakash Joshi talks about the impact of aggressive intrusion on the vulnerable landscape of Joshimath.
It does not mean much to us until unless we do not know the way the development coming to us. Because it is not against, we are all against the development. The process of development is very important. Because the way we have been aggressively making infrastructure and also thinking that the development, what we have been doing in the flatland should also happen here, will not be allowed. And then this Joshimath is an example, and let me tell you, Joshimath is now quoted, but the whole Himalaya is vulnerable and sensitive. That's all to be understood. Second important is that we should stop intrusion, very aggressive intrusion. We want a development, but the process is to be corrected. If the process of development will be very aggressive, we will have consequences of this nature. Let me also add here, imagine Joshimath would have been 100 years ago a town, small place here, yes, because the settlement was then at that point of time. Because of local skill, local knowledge was the important factor here for the settlement. Most of the villages around, they are not suffering, yes, but the settlement was with that knowledge, that skill. But it became suddenly a big town without ignoring the fact there is a Alaknanda below cutting constantly the toe, heavier the structure, cutting will be very faster. So collective fault I would place it is because the nature does not understand which is the human, not yes, the government, not the non-government. Every human activities, nature consequence comes in, and well, the learning is that the Himalaya and the Prime Minister office has taken cognizance. It's yes, very important. The PM should seriously understand what Himalaya is, and the second, because I personally see that current Pradhan Mantri Modi ji has a lot of interest on the Himalaya. Yes. That is an advantage if he is taking a cognizance. So the Himalayan dialogue should be open. Yes. What limitation we should keep in mind? We are not against development, but the process of development.
As per your vast experience, what is the remedial steps which should be taken now?
Number one, I would place that, well, immediate relief must immediately go to the people who are victim currently, without much discussion and khichatani. The second important is, we should stop aggressive development process around Joshimath and elsewhere also. The third, more important, there has to be town planning mechanism. Many towns may be crossing the limit, I'm quite sure, but we do not know. That should be now immediately taken in the notice, and there has to be discussion and dialogue on this subject.
So far, 723 buildings have been identified as damaged, with 86 of them declared unsafe. (131) families have been evacuated and housed in temporary relief camps.
मैं भगवान बद्री विशाल से कृपा करती हूँ कि हम उजड़ भी गए हैं, फिर भी हमें विश्वास है माँ दुर्गा जी के भूमि में है, माँ नरसिंह भगवान की भूमि को उजड़ने नहीं देगा भगवान। लेकिन भगवान बद्री विशाल से हम आशा करते हैं कि हम जा तो रहे हैं, रोते रोते जा रहे हैं, हंसते हंसते जा रहे हैं, जैसा भी जा रहे हैं, कि उसी पर हम भरोसा करते हैं, उसी पर विश्वास है। लेकिन हम बीजेपी वाले को या प्रशासन को हम अपने आप को हारने नहीं देंगे, उनको हरा के जाएंगे। जा तो रहे हैं लेकिन लौट के जरूर आएंगे, हमें पूरा विश्वास है नरसिंह भगवान पे, बद्री विशाल जी पे, कि हमारी हमेशा जीत हो, हमेशा जीत हो, हमारी जीत हो।